Hello, ladles, jelly spoons, and other non-binary kitchen utensils. This is the Gravy Wheels podcast, episode 20, the specialist of special episodes. I'm your host, Franklin.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Hova.
Oh, what's up, nerds? It's been a while.
It's been a while.
I feel like I don't think I've talked to you voice to voice for like a week and a half, probably at least, maybe 2 weeks.
Something like that.
It's been a long time.
I feel like we should explain first to the viewers. Sorry that we missed last week. Lots of things. For some reason, it seems like recently, there was one night where we went to record. We have a set day every week that we record. And one night, my internet went out. And then it was like, maybe not the next week, but a couple weeks later, Frank's internet was out and never came back. And then, like sometimes our internet will go out, but it'll come back by the time we're ready to record. These two times wasn't the case. And then last week, or no, it was yesterday. Just yesterday, Andrews did that. So we've got this weird thing where it's kind of tradition for one of our internets to go out and just not come back on our set recording day. So it's been good times. But that's not why we missed last week. If Andrew wants to elaborate a little bit on that, I was traveling a little bit last week, and I was only going to be out of town for like 3 days. So I was like, I'm not going to bring all my podcast shit. That's fucking ridiculous. Right.
But I was doing it to celebrate my 10th anniversary with my wife.
Yeah.
Our dating anniversary. So that's cool. And
that's a long time.
My birthday was this weekend too.
Oh yeah? It was your birthday? Did you get anything cool?
It was my birthday.
Where did you go?
I went to a local barbecue joint, and I was given by my fellow hosts a little bippity boopity Mario here. I mean, I was given a box full of goodies, but this guy's on my desk, and the mug is in the wash, and the mask is hanging up by the front door. They gave me a Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla face mask, which I've been wearing a lot.
I got on Wish.com, not gonna lie, and I got another thing in the same family that, as Wish is, sometimes you order things, and then when you get them, they're not as Wish made you think they were gonna be when you would receive them. So
they were not what you wished for, perhaps.
They were not what I wished for. Yeah, they're partially what I wished for, so that I have to get another element of said gift before I can send it to you. I'll just save it for Christmas at this point. But speaking of packages, Frank, your package, I believe I checked the post, the tracking, and it should be there tomorrow, I think.
God, I hope so.
Shipped you a little something special that you're gonna have to.
I know.
You're gonna have to bring it to the next episode and show it on stream.
Well, why on earth would you trust the post office when you live within like an hour of each other?
Yeah, I think I trust the post office more than most because I use it so frequently. It doesn't scare me as much as everyone else, but it wasn't that expensive,
Up until recently, I would agree with you, but some recent events have led me to.
No. First off,
distrust.
Let me interrupt. First off,
sure.
There have been many male people. I don't even know what we call them. We can't call them a mailman. We can't call them a male woman. We have to call them a male person. They've been throwing shit in dumpsters for years. There was a big thing in the university town where they got a guy and they busted him because the last 3 years that he worked there, he was just throwing shit in the fucking dumpsters. And there was a huge
good for him.
Makes you take
not good for him. Fuck him. He should go to federal prison. Piece of shit.
I, within the last month, sold an item on eBay that was valued at $5,000, and I had to trust the United States Postal Service to deliver that thing all the way to California, I believe. So I think the postage and the insurance cost like $178 because I sold it. I had it listed for $6,000. I accepted an offer for $5,000 because the United States Postal Service will insure up to $5,000. and I was not about to ship something for $6,000, knowing that if it got lost, I mean, I guess, so the way that it works is if the package gets destroyed, as long as you provide enough evidence that like, hey, you guys messed this up, like I packaged it really well, I dropped it off this day, whatever. So I literally, like, when I was packing it, I'm like taking photos and videos of everything, how I packed it at every stage and everything, drop it off in the mail. But basically, if you file a claim with the USPS, they just write you a check. So if you insured it for $5,000 and they lost it or destroyed it, you get a check for $5,000. So, but it was still, my nerves were shot until I saw, like, okay, it's been delivered and I haven't had a message from the guy, so everything must be good to go,
I fucking can't believe that you didn't go with UPS or FedEx or something for that. That blows my mind.
The only reason I didn't is because the post office will insure for $5,000 and FedEx and UPS won't insure even that high. I think they only go to like 2,000 or 3,000.
Wow.
I believe
Okay.
so, yeah. Yeah.
That makes me like really scared because I know what you sold, and I don't think you should. I don't know if you're going to tell people, but I don't think
It doesn't have to be a secret. It was a lightsaber.
Like
A
legit.
functioning lightsaber.
It's common knowledge. Yeah, it was. I chopped a man in half before I sold it. So
This is actually illegal because he's disposing of a murder weapon.
But like, how do you like? If I were to ship one of those off, I would like create my own, and we might need to do that where we create like. I come over like one weekend and we build like a peanut, like a foam peanut machine, and we just build it out.
It just makes peanuts.
And it just makes foam peanuts and like airbags.
There you go.
Good God, because you need that. Because shipping off stuff like that's got to be nerve-wracking as hell.
I mean, I have rolls. Like at first, when I first started, I started just over a year ago. And when I first started, I was like saving. And I was even telling all my friends and family, like, hey, every time you guys get packages from Amazon, those big air pockets that they ship things in? I was like, save me those air pockets, and even their boxes and stuff. But I've gotten to the point where I order all my boxes and all my bubble mailers and stuff like that. Like I have an inventory of shipping materials. I have rolls of bubble wrap that are 12 inches wide by like 60 feet. I have probably 10 of them out in the garage right now. And I used to use a lot of bubble wrap, but then I stumbled upon packing paper, which you can get at like Walmart and stuff like that, but it's really expensive. It's like $20 for 100 sheets or something like that. But I found a supplier on either Amazon or eBay, I can't remember, and they sell just like stacks of like unused newsprint, and it's like way, 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 way cheaper. And I'll just use they're probably like 4 foot long by 3 foot wide or something like that each sheet. And whenever I pack like a coffee mug, I'll use like 5 or 6 sheets of that stuff just to like make sure that it's not moving anywhere inside that box, because it's like a couple pennies per sheet. So it's like, yeah, I'll spend 50 cents on, really packing this thing tight to make sure that it doesn't break. Because the first couple things that I broke through the USPS, I filed the claim, like almost no questions asked. They just wrote me a check. It was no big deal. And then after I filed, like, once it was like my third claim, they're like, hold on a minute. We're going to need to see like your social and what's your mother's maiden name. And we need pictures of the customer who bought it, their butthole. And it just got way too much. And they kind of turn into sticklers after you made a couple claims. So now I just rather would spend money on ensuring that it doesn't break in transit. So
yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Now that we've spent 15 minutes talking about packing peanuts, yeah.
So that'll do it for this week. Thanks to Javelin for.
Yep. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Hey,
I will
Tyler,
say early on in this. Yeah, thanks, Tyler. I will say early on, this is episode 20, which is crazy that we're 20 episodes in, by the way. It's fucking awesome. But this is going to be the last episode that will go up on my YouTube channel, the Jehovah's Witness channel. So please, please, please stop what you're doing right now. Click the link in the description. Follow the Gravy Wheels Podcast dedicated YouTube channel. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of the things. We are on all of the things. There's no excuse to be missing episodes. Weekly episodes will continue. They just won't be hosted here. I'll probably still blast the episodes on like my community tab, but I won't be actually uploading and hosting the videos on my channel anymore. So please, please, please go over there and subscribe.
Come with us.
Yes.
So, have you guys ever
What?
been where I'm at right now? Have you guys ever been to this place?
Tatooine?
Is that a Monster Hunter locale?
It's a Final Fantasy 15 locale, which I'm only
Then
gonna.
no.
I've been playing that game for about 77 hours so far, but that's not why I brought this up. You can only do these using NVIDIA Broadcast and their fancy new stuff with the RTX cards, but that leads us to something that we need to talk about, and that's the anybody know anything that's like really shitty going on with the new graphics
A
cards?
3080. I don't know
think
shit,
that
but I've heard.
the headlines all say it bad. That's
It's so
about
bad.
all I know.
It start
They
fire.
They fucked it bad. Everybody doing pre-orders this year or selling a new thing people want has done it in the shittiest possible
Everybody.
way.
Sony fucked up.
Everybody.
Microsoft fucked up. Everybody screwed up.
It's bad. Joe, you said that the Mario Kart Live shit sold out in like 2 minutes today?
Yeah, that guy that Wario guy, isn't that his name? Something like that. That Wario guy on Twitter that I followed and sent you guys to follow. I just happened to look at my timeline and he was like, I guess they went up on Walmart earlier too, because he was like judging by how quick these went on Walmart, they probably won't last long, and it was an Amazon link, and I immediately clicked it, added it to my cart, tried to check out, it was gone. I was like, and I saw his tweet, less than 2 minutes after he tweeted it, so they only lasted a couple minutes, and the Mario version and the Luigi version were on Amazon. The Luigi version was not live yet. Mario was, but immediately sold out. And I don't know if Luigi ever went live, but who knows?
Yeah, they just
Knowing
botched
Luigi,
Yeah.
he'll probably be late.
Probably. And there were 100 of bones, which I think is kind of crazy, but whatever.
Yeah.
That
That hurts.
For the game being free, and then
Yeah, that's how they got you. That's how I predicted that in our.
you did. You
I
called
did,
it.
that the hardware was going to be where the money is, and that the software was going to be free.
But that almost
that's
makes
like-
it worse to me. Like if they
Yeah.
would have sold the game for 60 and then packaged the two together, then I would because then your brain goes, okay, so it's a $40 RC card. That's not too bad. But when my brain goes, the game is free and I have to pay $100 for the cart, that's crazy, man. I don't know.
It's a dumb way of looking at it. They're just bundling the price of the game into the price of the car. That's not.
But can you play the game
software's
without the
not
car?
free.
No.
Can you play the? Okay, all right. So okay,
Yeah, no. Yeah.
all right.
It's saying that it's free is like that's nothing.
My other question is, can you play with the hardware without the soft? Like, okay,
No.
maybe not that.
I don't think
Can
so.
you just drive it like an RC? Do you have to? You know what I mean? Can you just use your phone and drive it around the living room?
I don't think so.
You know, is
Maybe,
it,
but you're going to
I
have
don't
a
know.
Switch.
I'm just it reminds me of so many Nintendo products that have come out over the years, and your first thought is just like, how much of a cool new game is this, or is it just a gimmick that they're trying to get people to purchase? You know what I mean? How gimmicky is it to how much of an actual game / toy is it? Is my question. Because $100 is a big if. I don't know.
And you have to have a bunch of friends. You got to have like at least like 4 friends to drop $100 each to enjoy.
But yeah, and that was my thing
Who also
when I
have
was trying
Switches.
to.
Yeah.
When I was trying to get the Mario one day, like I was like, okay, well, I got to hurry up and buy this Mario one, and then I got to immediately buy the Luigi one because it's like, is it even worth having one? You know what I mean? Like I just bought this car for $100, but is that going to be any fun? I don't know. I don't know, man. Again, I just wish we would have gotten a new Mario Kart, a regular Mario Kart game. I don't know what Nintendo is thinking.
Yeah, they fucked up.
I know.
We should have had a regular good Mario Kart game like 2 years
Yeah.
ago, and they didn't do it. But
How long has the Switch been out? Would it come out 2 years after the Xbox One?
2017?
Sure,
I
we'll go with
think it's
that.
2017.
3 years old? Is that it? I'm gonna look it up.
It's either
Switch.
2016 or 2017. It's not that old.
2015, October. Oh, this is a movie. Nope, I put Witch.
What? Wow.
There's a Witch movie. I am so sorry.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Breath of the Wild,
March 3rd,
starring
2017.
Edward James
So
Olmos.
going on 4 years. We're going on 4 years, and the only Mario Kart we have is a remaster.
It was a remaster with like 8 extra levels. Yeah, it sucked, and this new thing is like basically a gimmick.
Yeah.
Shut
Again.
up! Don't act like we ain't gonna buy it, and we ain't gonna fucking run it through the bull sometime.
But I'm just saying, if they adopted the Call of Duty method, if they dropped a Mario Kart every single year, I would buy it.
I mean,
or
yeah.
just drop a Mario Kart, and
Every 2
you know, I'm not
years.
saying that I want that necessarily. I'm just saying how much I love Mario Kart and how much I would buy it. And I feel like most Mario Kart fans are in the same boat. You know, like you give me a new Mario Kart, I'm going to buy it. I don't care how often it is, but I would rather just see a Mario Kart come out on Switch, even if they went with, you know, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or whatever the hell it's called these days, and you know, just had a content plan for it, whatever I'm trying to say, you know, a roadmap, if
like
you
a
will.
season pass type thing.
Yeah, right. Every 3 months, you drop, you know, 3 or 4 new tracks, couple new carts, something like that. Yeah, there's got to be a better method, and I feel like they have to adopt that method eventually, right?
I gotta interrupt you though. If you go to a store though and try to buy Mario Kart right now, how much is it going to cost you?
I would guess 30, 40.
40 to
still
60.
probably.
Yeah.
It's still full price. It's a fucking first party Nintendo
So you're saying
game.
used or retail?
No, I'm talking about retail. I'm talking about you going to Walmart. You're gonna pay $60 for a copy of Mario Kart probably, or Breath of the Wild still, which is a launch title. Because Nintendo is so like crazy about protecting the value of their IPs. They don't want to flood the market like that. Like, yeah, they could, but then they're going to sell. Then you're going to buy Mario Kart 10 in a couple of years, and it's going to be $20, you know, by the time Mario Kart 11 comes out. And that's just not how they do stuff. They just don't do it like that. Don't get me wrong. I want more Mario Kart as much as anybody, but I don't know. I like Nintendo releases the way they are because they feel special to me. They feel exciting when a new one comes out.
I get that. It's just like it's a double-edged sword. It's like, I don't know.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. Used copies, just the cart for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is $40 on eBay. Yeah, that's insane, man. No, that's so crazy, dude.
Super high.
Nintendo games hold their value.
They always hold. Yeah.
And they almost never go on sale.
I found a lady, I was yard sailing not too long ago, and I don't like memorize the prices of like newer games because like 99% of the time you'll go to a yard sale and they've got like Xbox One games and they want like $20 a piece for them or something, you know, because they don't know their individual value. They're just like, yeah, $20 for the Xbox One games. But then they'll have like a stack of PS1 games right next to them, like black labels. And they're like, oh, those are 50 cents. And I'm like, you got it backwards here, guys. You don't understand the used game market at all. But I came to this one yard sale, and I think it was Mario Party and the new Mario game. I can never remember the name of it.
Odyssey?
Odyssey. Yeah, so she had Odyssey and Mario Party, I believe. Or it was 2 like high-tier Switch games, you know, and I think she had $30 on them a piece. Or something like that. I tried to get them for half or whatever. I don't know. I ended up getting them for like $20 a piece, or maybe $15 a piece. And I was walking away going like, did I pay too much? And then I looked them up, and sure enough, they were both like $45 a pop. And I was like, all right, score. You know, I did good. But yeah, just every time I look up a Switch game, it blows my mind that the value is just, it's nuts.
They hang on.
I guess
man.
They're smart when it comes to that. That's why I've got a stack of new Super Mario 3D All-Stars out in the garage.
They will hold their fucking value. They will.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, like, I showed the how many I had on Twitter, and people were like, "Oh, that was fucking stupid." And it's like, I'm pretty sure that I'm at least gonna get my money back. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not gonna like I'm not going to buy a new car off of it or anything, but like it was worth a shot. We'll see what happens, because, at the end of the day, they're not going to be on the digital store, and there's only going to be so many hard copies out there. And a lot of collectors are going to be like, man, I should have picked one up while it was available. And we'll see. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens to the price on that one.
Hey, so did you guys see that TikTok video that I saw like the other day?
The cranberry juice guy?
No,
the guy skateboard?
No, that guy's badass, by the way.
Dude, he got a truck, bro. He got a truck for motion spray. Did you see that? They bought him a truck, the CEO. So sick.
Yeah.
All right. I was not talking about Dogface, but
Sorry to hijack your TikTok. Yeah.
I was talking about that 10-year-old that tried to get me to join up on his class action lawsuit that him and his mom are doing, where we're suing Nintendo now for the Switch Joy-Con drift.
I did not
I'm
see
into
that.
it.
Oh yeah, I'm totally joining that. I don't know if I got to send that little. I don't know how a class action lawsuit exactly works. I just assume that
you got a drifty Joy-Con.
It doesn't do it in most games, but it does do it in some games. But he's probably got one from playing.
You got one
from playing. What is that? What's that lawyer game that you want to play?
The lawyer game that I want to play?
Yeah, the one that you play all the time. You're the lawyer. You're the bird guy.
What the fuck are you? I watch Harvey Birdman. Is that what you're talking about?
You cussed like hella, dude. That's rough. We're gonna.
I always cuss. I'm constantly cussing. No, yeah, I have two. I have sold one Joy-Con because it stopped working. It's the one that came with my Switch. The fucking like blue. I got the neon one when it came out.
Wait, you
so
sold
the blue
it to
Joy-Con
somebody?
gone.
You sold it?
I sold it to GameStop.
You
sold it to GameStop.
Oh, they're gonna sell it to anybody, and those people got a fucking useless fucking Joy-Con. You're an asshole.
And
GameStop
right now,
refurbishes though, so who cares?
That's true. And now I have. I also bought the Splatoon set, so it was like a green one and a pink one, and the green one from that stopped working, and now the pink one's real drifty too. And it's like
You're privileged though, because see these?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many you been through?
No. I got fucking gorilla hands here, okay? So those Joy-Cons haven't gotten much use in this household. We used them for Odyssey. We played through Odyssey, and Katie played the Cap, and I played Mario. And dude, that looks badass. What are those?
Fucking rule. This is the Hori Split Pad Pro.
Okay.
There's no rumble motors in them.
Okay.
It has no IR. It has no NFC reader. It has none of that fancy shit. It doesn't work wirelessly, but they're fucking comfortable in your hands.
Right.
The fucking thumbsticks are the size of actual thumbsticks.
Right.
It's got a D-pad on it. It's got turbo.
See, that's my thing. Is I almost never play on the pad. I play my Switch almost exclusively docked. So I think my Switch experience is different than most, because I know a lot of people play it like that. I just, for whatever reason, I just don't. Like we'll sit on the couch and we have it docked on the fucking 85-inch TV and we play Odyssey until we cream our pants. So exactly. 99% of the time I'm using this bad boy right here, which I'm playing through Sunshine right now. I got 40 shines. Damn good game. I'm finally getting used to the controls.
No, I don't agree with you. I don't agree with you.
We can't debate the merits of Mario Sunshine. We'll be here all night.
I think it's a good game. Like, never playing that one. Playing my first 3D Mario game was Super Mario 64, and then I never really played any other 3D Mario game until Odyssey. And then I loved Odyssey so much that I was like, man, I really want to go back and play Sunshine and Galaxy and all that. And then I found out about 3D All-Stars, and I was like, fucking perfect. Like, that's my excuse. I'm going to do it. I'm going to upload it to YouTube and all that shit. And I've been having fun with Sunshine. Now, I will say that some of the control, and I've heard from like you guys and commenters too, that some of the controls are janky, that they kind of made them worse, like bringing it over. And I don't know how much of that is just like being used to a GameCube controller and then being frustrated with the new controls. But like the whole backflip thing, where like, I feel like the backflip feature should just work better. It's probably just me being a shit, like you have to hold like exactly the opposite way and then flick back to be able to do it. And if you get it, if the joystick is just at the right angle, the wrong angle, you're not going to get the backflip, and it fucks you up so hard. But You know, just little stuff like that. Some of the camera angles are still shit just because it's an old game, you know, but overall, I'm really enjoying it. It's a fun game.
No, it is a good game. It's kind of I'm playing it for the first time too, to be honest with you. I barely touched it back in the day, but I like it. It does not. It's the least fun 3D Mario to like control, in my opinion.
Right.
And one of my favorite aspects of 3D Mario games is doing the long jump where you duck and then jump immediately, and he flies and goes, and you can't do that in Sunshine, and that sucks.
Hey, NVIDIA broadcast just canceled out that little.
Oh yeah, it just murdered that.
Yeah. But
NVIDIA broadcast was like, nope, no Mario Wahoos.
But I'm actually waiting until I get to play Sunshine. Until I have one of the GameCube controllers for my Switch, because I think that was so integral to me as a kid. Whenever I had that, I cannot play it on the Switch because it doesn't feel right, and it doesn't. I'm fuck me, I guess. Fuck me. Like, I don't think that it plays right correctly in your hands with the Pro controller or as a Switch or a Switch Lite. I don't think that it plays right. I think that you have to have that control in your hand. I'm sorry. Fuck me. I already said it. So fucking burn me at the cross.
It's really baffling to me that Nintendo released a controller that doesn't have analog triggers. Like this fact that you don't have any. You can't control his squirts. You can, but it's like the way it worked on GameCube was like you did a half press of the R trigger to do it one way, and then you pressed it fully to do it the other way.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Like I saw people talking about that, and I didn't understand because I never played the original. But yeah, because it's just like R1 is you hold R1 and then left joystick, I think, aims it.
We had pressure control because the old controllers was analog, so you could control how much of a wet ass
pussy.
Whoa, no, but
I'm sorry. We lost our sponsors. So, do you guys think? Because I just looked it up. The Wii U released November 2012, and then we got the Switch in 2017. So that's a 5-year span. So we're almost 4 years into the Switch. That means that we're coming up on possibly new hardware now. You know, with COVID and everything, that might even stretch it to a 7-year release window. Who knows? We'll see.
I got 2 points.
Do you think we're gonna get a Mario Kart, an actual Mario Kart game for the Switch before the life of it is done, and a new 3D platform Mario?
I think we are going to get a new Mario Kart. A new 3D platform Mario? I don't know. But you also have to remember that the Wii U sold notoriously poorly.
Terribly.
And they kind of got out of it as quick as they could. How long was the Wii's lifespan?
That's true, yeah.
It was way longer than that. The 360, the PS3, way longer lifespans than the Wii U.
Well, the Wii was like the most successful console of all time, wasn't it?
Right. Yeah, it was super, super successful.
Do you remember that, Joey, did you ever come over Hova Beans whenever, because I was one of the first people in the KC Warrensburg area to get like a, did you not come over whenever I got my Wii? Because I got my Wii super early.
I think I remember that.
Were we in high school?
Yeah, we were.
2006? Yeah, so that was the year before we graduated.
Joey, didn't you buy yours on your senior trip?
My Wii? I don't think. Yeah. Did I?
I think you did. Because I think that's what I was going to do, but then they didn't let me go.
Oh, yeah, and Franklin was kicked off the senior trip, so.
I don't know if you guys remember the whole fiasco with the senior trip, but so we went to a small high school. We had about 30 kids in our graduating class. Which has its drawbacks, but it also has its perks. So we got to go on our senior trip, and well, not all of us.
A minority of the people in this call got to go on the senior trip.
I got to go on the senior trip. And the way that they do senior trips is we actually got to go, because I've heard people say, you know, their senior trip was like to the St. Louis Zoo or whatever, and we live in Missouri, so obviously that's not super exciting. You know, just like stupid shit like that. But our senior trip, we actually went to Florida. We got to choose between Washington, D.C. and Florida for, you know, Disney World and Universal and all that shit. And we went to, I think, Epcot, Universal, MGM, Disney. Like, we went to fucking all of it. We went to Medieval Times and got to fucking down, Red Knights going down, the whole fucking shebang. We had like a charter bus that was our own. We drove all the way from Missouri to fucking Florida. It was awesome. But to get the money, that money just doesn't come out of nowhere. Again, we went to a very small school of 30 kids in our class. We had to raise the money. So we had all these things that we would do our senior year, where we would have a turkey supper and a senior carnival where we'd set up games and people could buy tickets and play the games, and cakewalk and stuff like that. And all the money, we would reach out to local businesses and get turkeys donated and all this different food that we would cook up. Our parents would come and help us work it. We would work it. And all the proceeds from those events, which we would have really good turnouts because like the food and stuff was actually really good. Anyways, we would make so much money from that stuff that we would put all the money in an account, and then that would pay for everybody. You know, it'd pay for the chartered bus, and it would pay for all the Disney tickets and all that stuff. And we met our goal for the funding for that trip like a month out from the trip, or maybe even more. So then everything that we raised past that, we just got envelopes of spending money. I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive we got envelopes. Every single kid in our class got an envelope with over $300 cash. And it was just like, here you go. This is your spending money while you're in Florida. And you keep in mind that, first of all, we're, you know, 17, 18-year-old kids. Part of the funds that we raised, so everything was already included in that. So the goal that we met already, you know, that was food 3 times a day. So a lot of time, like on the way down there, we would stop at a McDonald's in Tennessee, and they would hand us an envelope with $20 in it, and we could go in and spend $20 on whatever we wanted. If the smart ones like me who were poor and not used to having money, we would go in and buy $3 worth of food and be good to go. You know, pocket that $17, add it to our 300, and then my mom, she also gave me some cash. You know, like, you know, hey, here's $100. So we all went down to Florida with like $500 cash in our pocket as like 18-year-old kids. It was just so much fun. So I don't remember what I spent that money on, but you saying that could be what I spent on.
I'm pretty sure you came back with a week.
Could be.
Because I remember, I think I remember saying to you even that if I got to go on it, I was going to buy it with my money.
Yeah.
But there,
some of the kids were like, you could tell the kids that were used to having money and the kids that weren't used to having money, because some of the kids were going down there and like if we got an envelope with $20 in it for our lunch that day, they would spend all $20. You know what I mean? And then there was like I said, there was like me and some others that were like, all right, I'm gonna spend like $2. You know, I'm gonna get just enough, and then I'm gonna pocket this shit. And then there was another thing I remember we did. Have you seen like where you wear the suit and you get into the big turbine wind cage and it like simulates skydiving? Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't super psyched about the idea of it. Just I was like, it kind of sounds cool, but at the same time. And then I also started thinking about like whenever we were watching the instructor and they got in that suit and then the wind was blowing on them, you just like you see their entire package, like all their no-no goods were just completely visible. And I was like, I don't know if I want all my classmates to see all my, you know, or lack thereof package.
All right.
Yeah, I was a little self-conscious. So, but they told us like, hey, if you don't want to participate, you know, this was $90 or whatever. So we'll just give you the money that it would have cost for you to have a ticket. So I sat out, watched all my friends embarrass themselves and got like the $90 for that too. So like, I went on the senior trip and like made money somehow. It was nuts. Your kitty's face is like tripping with the green screen somehow.
Well, before we get too far away, I also wanted to say that today there was a retailer that leaked a Switch Pro, a listing for a Switch Pro.
Oh,
They've been talking about that for a while.
They've been talking about it for
Shut up.
motherfucking ever, but hopefully now it will be real. 'Cause
Dude,
I want to
you know
play Breath
how
of the Wild
fast
with frames.
you know how
What?
fast those things are going to sell? You
Like
know how
hotcakes,
hard those things are going to be to get? You can't even get a regular Switch. If they drop a Switch Pro, it's going to be hotter than the 3080s, dude.
Yeah.
No, it's all
That's
right.
going to be nuts.
So before all this Nintendo talk and this senior trip talk, I tried to bring up some stuff about the old Nvidia stuff.
Yeah, how'd we get away from that?
It's gonna be my recommendation to nobody. Just wait until you buy a 30 series card for a while, because there's only like 2 companies, 2 or 3 that have actually produced like good 30 cards, 30 series cards that don't have issues, and it's related to components on the boards and then how they were. Yeah, see, my cat, he started to fucking learn how to open up fucking doors and shit, and he got into a snack fucking door. That's
Don't leave
Ashley.
me alone.
I like Ashley. Ashley's good. Ashley's
Oh,
great.
but she's just like doing laps around my feet and won't leave me alone. So
Yeah, well, Prometheus just ended up opening up his entire closet with all of his fucking.
speaking of, I know you're trying to talk about the 3080, but you saying that real quick, I gotta say, my dog.
Snack closet?
We took her bone away last night and put it away in the snack cabinet. And today, this morning, I heard like a cabinet door close. I was up here working. Then Katie was down in her office working. So I just thought it was her like getting a snack for Minnie. And then she comes up here and she's chowing her bone. And I go down there and she's like, "Did you give her that?" And I was like, "No, I thought you did." And she was like, "No." And I was like, "She got it. She figured out how to open the cabinet door. Like, no way." She got in there and got her freaking snack out. So, yeah, that'll happen.
Prometheus has done the same thing, because I even asked my brother and sister-in-law. It's like his, well, they called him Milo. No, I call him Prometheus because we're smart here.
I like Prometheus better.
Do
you call him anything for short, like prom?
No, asshole, mainly.
Asshole, there you go. Cat. Shitbird. I call my dog Shitbird.
Shitbird's a classic. No,
yeah, you gotta go with Shitbird.
He knows how to open up like regular like doors that they're not like the ball style, like the
lever ones.
Handle
levers.
signs, yeah.
He can do that. And they're like, "No, he can't open up like a regular door." Yeah, he fucking can, because he can get into all the bathrooms and my utility room. And just now he got into the fucking snack room and knocked a bunch of shit down. And then he knew
animals are getting too smart, dude.
And then he knew that I was mad whenever I ran out of here. That I had to actually get back into the snack closet and shake his snacks to get him to come out, because he hid into the spot. Oh, but hey, Franklin Tech Tip: do not buy a graphics card, NVIDIA 30 series right now. Wait, because there are some issues, and it's not just a driver issue. It's how the boards are built themselves. That is what the issue is. And I've read.
What's the problem? What's happening? I haven't heard specifically.
What I saw was a capacitor issue. Like some of them had really low quality capacitors on them, and that was causing them to like not fucking work.
Well, okay, yeah. So the better capacitors that they could get to put on those boards, they're actually cheaper than the bigger capacitors, but it costs you more in manufacturing to put the smaller, those very tiny capacitors in place for your power conditioning, for your power controls. And that's where the issues are. And NVIDIA has released some patches. I've watched a lot of German and Russian YouTube videos and had to use Translate on Google to kind of understand what's going on. And there's an issue with the manufacturers following the very basic guidelines that NVIDIA had in place for these cards. I saved money to get one, and I'm gonna wait a year. I think I'm gonna wait like 2 or 3 cycles for these cards to get a 30,000 or 30 series.
So what's happening to the capacitors?
They're not rated right, and they don't work right with the entire system of the printed circuit board. They don't work as well,
And that's just like inhibiting performance, or
yeah, if you watch a bunch of other YouTube videos, you'll get a lot more technical
Right.
with it. But I'm just
I didn't know if it was like a hardware failure. Like my mind goes to like Red Ring of Death, Xbox 360 type shit.
God.
No, it's not like that. It's like they interference, RF interference with the capacitors, and they fuck up with the other components really close to them.
Sounds like a yikes.
Well, but it's
a
not
suck.
because
It's
they
a bad
still
stitch.
work. They still work, but they don't work
Right.
how it should work.
I've also seen a lot of people saying that like Warzone specifically, so maybe it's just depending on the game, but I've seen people say like, yeah, I upgraded, from my 2080 to the 3080, and I'm not really seeing like any frame performance, benefits in Warzone, in Call of Duty Warzone. But that game is just super resource heavy, so that might be a bad example. Obviously, I'm sure there are some.
They're
benefits,
full of shit, anyways, because you can't go from like a 1070 or like a 2070 or 2080 and go up to a 30 series and say that you don't notice differences.
No. They're not saying that. They're not saying that there's no difference. There's just like surprised that it's not a more significant difference, I guess. But it's not people that would just like say that just to say that. It's people that I trust their opinions, but I don't know. Who knows? But they're also going from a 2080 to I just have 1080s. So I feel like if I plugged one in, I'd be like, God damn. But who knows?
Yeah.
Which also you will no longer be able to do the SLI trick that you've been accustomed to recently.
Yeah. I just posted some behind the gravy scenes on our Instagram. This is a good way to plug the Instagram. Follow us, Gravy Wheel Pod on Instagram. We're everywhere, bro. We're taking over this bitch. We're gonna fucking sign $100 billion deal with Spotify, and we're gonna move to Texas, and we're gonna make a ranch. I'm sorry.
Out of all of our social media bullshits, we use the Twitter the most, which is to say we still don't use it enough.
That's our second.
Don't use any of them correctly.
I made sausage gravy and biscuits over the weekend, and I tagged Gravy Wheels Pod, and I was like, "How's my gravy?" And I figured one of you guys would reply with some witty, bullshit. And nope, no one replied to my gravy.
I did.
It's my birthday.
Wait, did it not get
Why are
posted?
you working on my birthday?
You probably replied from your Frank account, you dummy. I get replies all the time from either Frank on his Frank account that I'm like, he probably tried to do that on Gravy Wheels, and then I'll get a reply from Gravy Wheels and I'm like, he definitely tried to do that from his Frank account. It's too good.
We're not good at this.
It happens.
It's a learning
It is
curve.
confusing though, because if you tap the notification on your phone, you don't always know what account that notification's for.
Yeah.
I've done it too. I'm not gonna lie. I've replied to things that I thought I was signed into my Jehovah account, and I'm like, oh, I'm on Gravy Wheels. Whoops. Good thing it's like politically safe.
All right,
Kids, I do want to say something. It's Halloween.
Vote for Michelle Obama.
It's October.
Oh.
Shut up. Can we all just enjoy the coming of the spookies?
I'm
Your
so.
ghosties, your skeletons, your
Are
jack o'
trees turning
lanterns.
over there yet?
how spooky have you
On
been?
the east.
recently?
Trees. I live in Brooklyn.
Oh shit! Yeah, you're right. Sorry. I'm sorry to bring up a sore subject. Well, trees are starting to turn here, and it's beautiful. They've been, for a couple weeks now. I've been noticing some real pretty ones. There's Cherry Tree Lane is a classic. I don't know if Andrew remembers, but Frank probably does.
I know.
And then out at Bothwell, man, if you go out there and walk the trails during the right time of year, ooh, dude, it's
do the trees still grow
so
like this?
beautiful.
Oh, sorry, no.
They do. They do.
She's all spooky.
2-5 Pookie for me.
What are you guys doing to get into the mood of the season?
I'm actually
Oh, I
about
wanna
to. I need to drag out all of my decorations for when my boys are over this weekend. We're going to decorate. So
Fuck yeah.
Other than
Sounds
that,
great.
I do have my outfit already picked out. So,
Oh, do you want to keep that a secret, or you want to?
No,
You
I
wanna tease?
finally got one
Jurassic
of those.
Park Ranger again.
No, not that good. That one, that's probably my best ever. I got one of those inflatable dinosaur outfits. Finally,
Very nice. Very
That's
nice.
so
it's all-
funny.
Full Jurassic
all
Park.
Walmart. Had to pull the trigger. My youngest son is flying a dragon. It's one of those where like your feet looks like the dragon's feet or something like that, and I don't know. It looks like he's like flying a dragon. It's pretty cool. And then my oldest son is he's they had this is the first time I've ever seen at Walmart. They have, and I feel like such a fucking beta cuck. I'm always talking about Walmart. You guys have to understand, Sedalia, Missouri, the only thing we have to shop at, unless I want to travel to Kansas City or Columbia or Springfield or Jefferson City or something, the only place that we can shop at is Walmart. That's all we don't have a mall, we don't have a Best Buy, we don't have fucking we have Walmart. So if I sound like a hillbilly piece of shit, that's why. It's not my fault. So anyways, at Walmart, this is the first time I've noticed they have inflatable costumes. And so, I saw the dinosaur and I was like, well, that's been a thing for like a long time. And that's what I got myself. But they also had Minecraft characters. And so they had a creeper. And my kids are super into Minecraft. They really like playing Minecraft. So he is going to be, I believe it was a creeper. I got him the creeper. So he's going to be a blow up creeper for Halloween. I keep trying to get him to do Mario and Luigi just because it'd be cute that like both of them are, and they just every year they're like, nope, not going to do it. They love Mario, but they're like, nope, fuck you, Dad. Not doing that.
What about you, Frank?
How have I been getting into the
spirit of
the Hallows Eve?
Dia de los Muertos.
Dia de los Muertos. I have been watching a shit ton of horror movies and spooky movies that I have seen before.
That myself.
And man, I've been watching some stuff that, like, as a little kid, like, for some reason, horror movies don't just do it for me. Like, I'm usually like an action comedy guy, or maybe drama, maybe suspense.
I'm the same. I have a hard time getting into a horror.
But recently, now that I've been, and that's actually started like last month though, because don't you remember me like I watched all the Friday the 13th movies and this and that.
Yeah.
Like, I've been prepping up for this, and I'm trying to watch at least 2 spooky movies like a day, and I think that I'm gonna really fill up my quota, and I'm gonna be really dark and demented, and I might be doing some really bad things on Hallows Eve this year because of all the things that are getting filled up in my head. But it's all in good jest and good spirit. But
Taking dump on porches. That's what's happening right there.
yeah,
I've been watching some stuff too.
like
I went back and watched.
Focus.
No, not that. I went back and watched the original Ghostbusters. Watched the new Ghostbusters. Just pushed aside my feelings about how that was going to be, and watched the new Ghostbusters. It was enjoyable. I enjoyed it. Watched that movie. What's the one? It's like Ma's House or some shit with the kids that party with the old lady in her basement. She's like, y'all can drink here. It'll be fine. White kids, black lady. No, nothing doing.
The one with Octavia Spencer?
I don't know who that is. I can Google it real quick and give you a yes or no. Octavia.
There's no point.
Yes. Octavius. Yeah. Yep. That's her. Yep. Her.
Ma, yeah.
I think it was called Ma or Ma's House or some shit. Yeah. Did you see that?
It's called Ma.
It's just called Ma. Yeah. Get home safe.
I haven't seen a trailer for it or anything, but I still know the fucking movie you're talking about.
Yeah. It was pretty okay. Something else that I've watched recently. My girlfriend wanted me to watch Paranormal Activity. Wasn't a fan of that just because, I mean, it's like Blair Witch Project was fun when I was young and I was like, oh, it's fucking real, dude. But when you know that that's like the shtick they're going for and it's obviously not real, it's just hard to get into. Man, I've been watching a lot of scary movies lately, or some of them aren't really like super scary or whatever, but I've been trying to watch. I saw that Adam Sandler has a new one. Did you guys see that? It's on Netflix. I saw it today. I think it
Roby
came
Halloween?
out today. Huh?
Is it called Roby Halloween, the one with Kevin James in it?
No, it's that
All right.
fucking that vampire movie, the cartoony one.
Hubby Halloween.
Yeah, that's
Hubby?
the one.
Yeah, Hubby.
Yeah. Hotel Transylvania, that's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, that's what
Hey, that one's not bad. Let's be honest. I've seen that with the kids.
All right.
I didn't realize it was an Adam Sandler movie. The like teaser splash screen on Netflix is like somebody else. And then I saw I think Nick Swartzen posted on Instagram about Hubby Halloween. So actually I want to watch that like tonight or tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be good or not. Some of that like Adam Sandler stuff has been hit or miss lately, in my opinion. I don't know about you guys. Like the grown-ups movies are fine, but they're obviously just like PG-13 targeted. Like I want to make $600 million on this, and that's cool, but not exactly what I want to see. What was the one, the something 6? You know what I'm talking about? There was like
Spanglish 6?
no, close.
Grown Up 6.
No, they're not there yet.
Like the Western
Punch Drunk
movie.
Love 6.
The Inglorious 8, I don't know,
The
whatever
Western
that
movie.
was.
Yeah.
It had the guy from Twilight in it, and I watched like the first 5 minutes of that movie, and I was like, I cannot sit through this shit. Like this is too fucking stupid to watch, and that's a hard point for me to get to.
That's
So
crazy,
I don't know.
'cause that's like exactly your demographic, though.
I don't know. I couldn't do that one. I don't know, man. I want to see good like classic Adam Sandler movies. What about that the
You
one
watch
with
those.
David Spade? Did you guys? Well, yeah, I do for sure. But did you guys see the David Spade flick?
The new Missy?
Yeah, that
Something
one.
like that?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
actually,
Did you see that?
that was it was actually good. Yeah.
I
was
was pleasantly
love-
surprised.
Capital L love Lauren Lapkus, and I
Oh,
will
She
not
was.
Smell her socks.
I went into that movie just thinking like, this is probably going to be a hot
actually
bag of trap. It was going to be shit, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty great.
I met her once. I got her to sign a headshot to my friend who like is a big fan of her.
Nice. Hell
She's
yeah.
super nice.
So, I gotta interrupt here, though. I watched
Interrupt.
Phantasm 1 last night. That was very great. And then what was the other one that I watched last night? Andrew, do you remember? Because I think I was like,
Yeah, you're talking to me. I only remember you talking about Phantasm though, just because that made me excited because I haven't seen that in
Oh.
years.
great. Like, a lot of that old stuff is really good. Oh, it was Fright Night.
Oh
Friday
yeah. Friday Night kicks ass.
So-
Friday Night rules.
You said they remade that movie, but they used fucking what's his face?
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell. They should have used Mark Ruffalo as the main vampire, so it was just like because Mark Ruffalo looks just like Susan or Chris Sarandon, Scott Sarandon. Oh my! Like back then, like
Whoever the
his
fuck
face-
that guy in the first one is.
Oh, would have been perfect. I'm probably gonna have to watch Friday Night again tonight.
It rules. It's great.
Solid.
I haven't really been on the movies yet is the thing. Like I've been watching Swamp Thing, the DC Universe recent 2019 Swamp Thing TV show, which is fucking awesome. It has some really, really great practical effects if you're into that kind of shit like I am. And it has like some The Thing level body horror, like crazy shit happening to bodies that I'm deeply into. But actually I've been playing a lot of horror games. I've been leaning more into that.
Mm.
So I played through Fear, if you recall the Fear franchise. I played
do.
through Fear, and I'm in the middle of the second Fear expansion, and I have the other two ready to go. I started up Condemned Criminal Origins. I don't
What?
know if you guys remember that game. That game
Yeah.
kicks. It's one of my favorite games of all time. It's so good. I got like a 4K texture pack for it, so it's all beautiful and pear shaped now.
Curvy. Yeah, hell yeah.
Love it. That's where I'm at. I watched part of Candyman. Candyman rules. I'll probably watch that once or twice this month.
I don't know if I've
I'm
ever
so
played
excited.
any like horror games, really.
Like no
I-
Silent
well,
Hill, Resident Evil, or anything like
We
that.
were talking about I think when you brought up Fear in our group chat, we were talking about, remember The Darkness? I think it was a 360 game.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
might have been multi-platform, I'm not sure, but I remember playing that. There was like some sort of like spirit mode you could like go and I don't even remember. I remember playing a decent amount of that game. Yeah, there was like
Jackie-
tentacles of like, I don't know. It was
Jackie
weird.
Estacado, who has like, he's a mob assassin basically, and then he has like these like otherworldly spirits that he's like infected with or whatever. And
Yeah, it was
kind
interesting.
kind of venom-ish.
Right,
sort of
right,
vibe.
right.
Based on
I was going to ask you guys, have you, speaking of movies, one movie that I've been wanting to go back to, Tom Hanks, 1989. Do you know which movie I'm talking about?
Philadelphia.
The Burbs. The Burbs.
I brought this
I-
up. I brought this up way back. Did you finally watch it? Because I brought this
I've
up.
seen it before, but I haven't
I
seen
haven't
it
seen
in
it.
so long, and
The
I've just been
Burbs
thinking
is
about it
good.
recently. It's so good from what I remember. I remember it being like, you know, not like terrifying, but like legitimately creepy as a young man. Is it not?
No, it is. I'm just still thinking of him bringing up fucking Philadelphia because that movie is about fucking being in the city of brotherly love and contracting fucking AIDS. And you're bringing up the Burbs, which is the creepy ass neighbors who are like backwards ass motherfuckers and like burning bodies and shit in their fucking. Oh god, both are
No
great
spoilers.
movies.
No spoilers. I'll watch that shit.
But no, The Burbs is a fucking solid movie. But you brought Philadelphia, and I still can't. That was solid.
I'm glad you enjoyed. I'm glad you enjoy my particular brand of humor, Frank.
I had to watch that 3 times for college, twice from me and once from one of my exes. God, I'm sorry.
Jesus.
I just ruined this. But no, The Burbs.
All right.
The Burbs is a solid movie, and I've seen Philadelphia like 6 times to write
I'll
reports
talk
on it.
about. If you want, I'll talk about Condemned for the next 10 minutes, and then we can wrap it up.
I don't think we should wrap it up. I think we should go all night long since we betrayed our viewers.
Yeah, we can
Skipping a week.
throw some extra stank on this one.
And also, I just want to bring something up real quick. Viewers, if you have any issues with me reading through random Wikipedia articles, you need to bring them up because if not, I will go through
I
random.
still haven't watched
Wikipedia.
that. I want to watch that.
How have you not watched it? How do we have so many views and you didn't watch it?
I get enough
How
of you
many-
in real life. Am I gonna fucking watch
Did
your
it get good
content?
views?
I think
Did it do well?
I think I had like 50 something views.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, we can't complain there, right?
No,
No.
we can. I can complain about just about anything if you want to really throw me a softball.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. We could do that.
But as far as horror games go, I'm looking at now that the Dead Spaces are all on Steam. Thinking I might plumb those depths. You know what I'm talking about?
One that
Those are great.
I've got.
I love those.
Is it still right here? Yeah, it is right here. Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. What about
Hold up.
this one?
Metro Exodus.
Have you guys played that?
But the
I haven't.
first-
No, I played the first one.
I got this. I've got a code here for it. I think I already redeemed it. I hope I did because I don't know if it expires or not. I've got 2 of them here. So maybe if one of you guys wants it, but it looked cool, man. I remember watching gameplay and there's like giant like monster city rats and shit that you have to kill, but I feel like that would be a fun, October playthrough.
Yeah, we should do some October, some spooky LPs. Do
Oh,
those.
for sure, dude.
It was fun as hell to do shit like that. I love doing those.
My buddy Joel, Nobody Epic, he I don't know if he's doing it this year, but usually every year he would like, even if he hadn't uploaded anything else on his YouTube channel that year, he would like October. He's like you, Andrew. He fucking loves Halloween and just everything about it. So he would pick out like scary games and let's play them for the entire month of October.
I gotta do some of that. I've been lazy, and like that sounds like so much fun.
That would be an easy one for you to get behind, I feel like, because you're so passionate about the spookiness. You know, just pick a few spooky spooks and just do it, dude. Did you ever play through Alien Isolation?
I can't play through it. That shit is too scary. It's too scary.
No,
That's awesome.
No,
I love that. I love that game.
You played on a different version than what I played through. First off, I couldn't play through mine. I only got through like the first 2 chapters or whatever. You tried to play through it, and you got a hell of a lot farther than what I got through. But didn't you have like mods or something going on?
I know you're thinking of Alien Colonial Marines, which I am also occasionally playing.
I was watching you play one,
but is a hot pile of just a steamy pile of doo-doo.
It didn't look too bad with all the mods and shit you were running.
It's fine. It's not special.
I brought it up earlier. I mentioned it earlier. Blair Witch Project. Did you guys play the Blair Witch Project game? I
did, yeah.
How was it? It doesn't seem by that face and reaction that it was.
No, it wasn't very good. It's my favorite part of the game.
When I first saw it, but
it's a game that has like padlocks, and sometimes you have to go find the solution to like a lock in the environment.
Right.
But the problem is that the locks are simple enough that you could brute force them in like 2 minutes if you just sit there and like try the combinations. And so that's how I did it. I didn't bother to look for any of the actual combinations. I just fucking brute forced all the locks up.
Why not?
Which it was just like, it just wasn't very much fun. Just wasn't a great game. IMO. What's up?
All right, I got a question. Has everybody here played the Alan Wake series, or just me and Andrew, or tried to play through?
I haven't finished. I didn't finish the second one, but I've played the first one a couple times.
Okay, those I thought were really great, or like the first one. Like, man, that's like one of the first games that like really scared me to play through, because like I get to a certain point, and the last playthrough on Alan Wake, whichever, I think that it's the first one, and I had to quit it just because like I got to a point where my game was broken, and I like either I didn't have enough like battery or something like that, and I didn't have enough redundant save files or something, where I just couldn't keep moving forward, right? So I had to restart, and I was like, I'm not going to restart this because I've already been through so much, and I don't want to put myself through so much more fucking trauma. But they're not that bad. They're good. But then also the Amnesia, Dark Descent, and Machine of Pigs, and all those, I've never been able to really get through the Amnesia games, which I think that there's going to be a new Amnesia game, and I think that we need to play through those games. I think our watchers want us to do it. I've never
played that. I've never played Outlast. I know Outlast has some pretty big fans.
Yeah. I couldn't make it.
I know it's got some diehards.
I feel like I don't have any input on these.
You just gotta throw yourself at them and then just allow yourself to hate it.
But that's my thing. Like, I feel like, if it's not like really good, I just get discouraged. Like, the majority. What's your all's track record on Rockstar games? Like, have you played through all the GTAs? Because man, I'm telling you, like, they're all. That was my thing. Is like I didn't always have the mindset of like, hey, I'm gonna go through this. So then when YouTube helped with that, I was like, all right, GTA games are something I've always loved, so I'm just gonna let's play all of them. I started at 3, Vice City, San Andreas, GTA 4. GTA 4 is already like a 30-hour campaign, and then you do Ballad of Gay Tony, and
Lost and Damned.
what's the other one? Lost and Damned. Yeah, each one of those is like an additional 4 hours of campaign, and they're fantastic, dude. They're really, really good. GTA 5 was fantastic. Now playing through Bully, it's really, really good. What is it? Manhunt is also Rockstar.
I've been
haven't
playing
done that
Manhunt
one
too
yet.
lately.
Yeah, I might dive into Manhunt after this. I wish there was a better way to play Liberty City Stories and Vice City Stories, because it's like new missions, same maps. Obviously, they were just the PSP version, but there's really not a good way to play
and
those.
They had like the Chinatown missions too, didn't they?
For the DS,
Chinatown Wars,
yeah. But all the GTA campaigns are super solid. Speaking of when it comes to Vice City, I always think of the Scarface game. Have you guys played the Scarface game? It was like PS2, Xbox era, I think.
No, I know the game you're talking about, but I have not played it. I watched one of my friends play a bunch of it though. He was like obsessed with.
Yeah, that's
Scarface.
one game that I've really been wanting to go back and play all the way through. Just to do it, because Scarface is like, one of my favorite movies. But I feel like there's not a good way to play it in 2020.
Now though, there are these Mafia remasters that are coming out, and I'm pretty
really
I've
heard really good shit.
I want to buy them because they're actually supposed to be really fucking good. And I tried to play those goddamn games when they fucking came out.
Who's the publisher?
But they took way too long to remaster them.
2K?
Like, they probably are really good now, and I bet they are. But holy shit, it's 2K. It should be 2K. I'm pretty sure.
2K and Sam.
But
It is, 2K.
But those Mafia games, when they first came out, were so goddamn fucking clunky on the PlayStations.
I never played them.
They were dog shit clunky. But
I've heard really good things though about the remaster.
They're good.
I've heard the remasters are dope.
Yeah.
Shut up and take my fucking money.
It's kind of like, it's another double-edged sword situation where it's like you get so tired of just every time you see gaming news, it's like, SpongeBob SquarePants got remastered. Mafia got remastered. This got remastered. That got. It's just all remasters, and it's just, do I really want to pay money for a game that A, I've already paid for once, or B, I never paid for it, but it's a 10-year-old game, and I feel like I'm getting robbed either way. But a lot of these games that are getting remastered are really good. Are really good remasters, and it's like the Battle for Bikini Bottom, like that's a really, like, as stupid as it's a SpongeBob game, yes, but that's a really solid 3D platformer. Like, it is a fun game. It's a really good time for anybody that maybe didn't play through that back in the day. And so, we're getting a lot of that stuff that's coming down the pipeline, and it's kind of annoying, but at the same time, it's a good thing too.
I am waiting for Bethesda to buy the property, the IP from Frank Herbert's family, to do Dune, the MMORPG.
MMORPG.
There's already enough completely incomprehensible fiction out there.
Oh, fuck you. Fuck you.
Dune is like the most impenetrable. I've tried to read Dune. Dune is like the most impenetrable fucking thing in the world.
I've read 5 books. Oh my god, and do I feel dumb.
Yeah, you're gonna talk about the Kwisatz Haderach and fucking Gom Jabbar and all this shit.
It's not the time of the place.
When I was at the last place I worked at, there were 2 guys who were really into Dune, and one of them was like the owner of the company. And I would drive like a box truck around to our like installations or whatever. And I'd be stuck in a truck with my boss and one of the other employees who was a good friend of his, but who also read Dune, and were really like fluent in all that horse shit. And I have just like having to listen to that. I'm nerdy about a lot of stuff. Like, I know the names of minor characters in Star Wars, all this, kinds of stuff. I spent a lot of time playing in that particular sandbox. But fuck me, man. It's like Dune and Doctor Who are like the two nerdy things that I cannot get into at all.
Well, what about Star Trek? Can
Star
you do
Trek's fine.
Trek?
I can do it. It's not a love of mine, but I don't hate it. I love me some Picard.
Speaking of, for whatever reason, you talking about Dune made me think, and also we were talking about kind of like Halloween-ish type spooky games.
Mhm.
Isn't the Chronicles of Riddick game supposed to be pretty good? Or
Oh,
Pitch
yeah.
Black? Shit, which one is
that
it?
one is like one of the best games
Like
they've said that,
from back in the day. Yeah,
It was awesome.
when you
that
were like
old
Vin
one
Diesel.
was- yeah.
It was like a stealth. Yeah. I never
It had a
played
really
through it,
good-
but I've heard that it's really good.
It had a really good. It was a first-person game that had a really good melee combat system, which is like not
Okay.
something you see a lot of. Yeah, that was a great game.
Is that ever on
And then
PC or
also,
is it
Black now.
on console?
I don't know.
It was on console. It was on Xbox.
What was
Yeah, I know it was on
PC?
console for sure. I don't know. But-
I think they remastered that too.
Speaking of Star Wars, though, have you bit the bullet and bought Squadrons, or do you
Nope.
plan to? Or
Nope. I want to, but no, I know where you're going at, and don't fucking get me started on this road.
What?
I'm just curious. I'm not trying to go anywhere. I'm not trying
No,
to go down any road.
I want to get it, and I have money that should go to other things, but I probably will buy Squadrons. But the other thing is that I'm not going to play like you, because I'm going to use flight sticks.
Hold out, because my
right.
thing is with Game Pass having EA titles now, I would imagine it'll eventually. I mean, it's a pretty short campaign. There's 14 missions. It's a decent story, but you can tell it was a game designed for VR, because you'll go through the mission briefing, and then there's these really awkward, like, before you can start the mission, you got to talk to Jimmy Bob and Joe Dean. And you go over there and you talk to them, and it's all these lines of dialogue that are you just
nothing
stand
to
in front of
do-
them,
Yeah.
and they just talk to you, and they're like, "Yeah, I used to play the such and such instrument at the bar down in Tatooine or whatever," and they're just talking and talking and talking, and your character doesn't say anything back. They're just talking to you for like 5 minutes before you can start the mission, and I'm like, this is the most awkward, uncomfortable shit ever, and it just feels so out of place. I just want to go shoot space lasers. I don't know. It's really weird, but I'm having fun with it. It's a cool storyline. The visuals and everything. The gameplay's fun, but I don't know. I would wait. I would wait for Game Pass.
Can
Yeah,
you not
I'm
hook
gonna-
up your thing to it?
I haven't tried.
You
Yeah,
can.
I didn't even think about it. I should try probably.
There is VR support for it.
Yeah, because I've got the Oculus.
I'm sure that's one of the ones that works with it.
Yeah, I'm sure it would be fucking beautiful. I mean, it's a really visually satisfying game.
I watched
sure.
I watched IGN's review of it, and they were talking about how it's kind of a fine game, but then when you play it in VR, it's fucking
So much
awesome
better. Yeah.
because you can appreciate
sure.
like the cocktails are super detailed and yada yada.
Right.
The cocktails. You mean the cockpits?
Thank you.
The
Yes, the
cocktails.
cocktails.
Yeah. She's
They
alcoholic.
make you
Fuck
wonderful
you.
cockpits too.
Fuck you. If I end up buying this tonight, you goddamn nerf herder.
Oh no, just
I
wait.
didn't say. Yeah,
Just
if
wait.
anything, I would wait. I haven't tried multiplayer. I'm a little bit of an achievement whore. I'm on mission 12 or something like that. So I only have a few missions left, and I think I got one achievement for like completing the tutorial. And I was like, what the fuck? So I got to looking through them, and like almost all the achievements in the game are oriented towards multiplayer. So I think there's a huge lean in maybe, development even, towards the multiplayer aspect of the game. And I haven't even tried that,
Yeah.
but I'm sure it's pretty decent.
I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited to check it out, but yeah, like because of all the EA Game Pass stuff that's going on, it's like, why would I spend any money
Right.
on it?
But is
No,
it going to come over? Is my thing.
Eventually it has to, right? Like,
Yeah.
I will
surely.
never, ever, 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 ever install Origin on my computer ever again because of how much they fucked me over the last 3 fucking times. Fuck them for what they did to me with fucking Battlefront.
You don't have to.
Sorry. I'm mad. I'm still salty. Too salty. But whatever.
Oh, really? I couldn't tell.
No, yeah, didn't even pick that up at all.
You hide it really well.
Dude, Battlefront, like, that game, man.
Beautiful.
The first time you load into some of those, like, the fucking, the AT-ATs are coming in, and you know, you got Luke and Darth Vader calling in there. I mean, like, that game was fucking awesome, but I just felt like the thing that those games were missing was progression. There was just nothing, like, you just went in and you shoot your lasers and the game's over, and I just didn't feel, I don't know, I'm super picky when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Loot boxes, baby.
I mean, they were the infamous one.
Or EA would lose your fucking login information and your fucking account.
Or that, yeah.
The thing that got me when I was loading up Battlefront for the first time, this like most recent batch of Battlefront games, was the fucking sound though. Like, yeah, those games look great.
They sound fantastic.
They sound like Star Wars.
The movies.
They really have it.
Like you're in it. Yeah. It's what they did. It was basic. I mean, it was dice. You know, they like you play you play Call of Duty, and then you go to Battlefield, and you're like, oh shit, I'm in it. Like when you play Battlefield after COD, you're like, oh my god, I'm actually in a fucking war zone right now. And they brought that straight over to Star Wars. And so, you know, any Star Wars nerds that are fans of the movies and shit, the first time you played Battlefront, you were just like, I mean, it was one of the biggest wow moments as far as like immersion goes that I can remember for sure. It was the Battlefront games.
The music was like is spot on, and it works perfectly with like the action of the game. The sound effects for all the weapons is perfect.
Dead
you know,
on. Dead on.
It's really, really cool in that way.
They did a really good job. It's a shame that the whole loot box thing happened, and it kind of put a big shadow over everything else. So
that's EA for you, though.
What are you gonna do? Yeah, I don't know. That is EA for you. Do you guys realize how fucking crazy November's about to get, man? I was looking at it, and it was like the PlayStation 5, the Xbox One, and Call of Duty all come out in 1 week. And then the following week, Cyberpunk comes out. Like 2 weeks, you get Cyberpunk, Call of Duty, PlayStation 5, and the Series X in a matter of like fucking 10 days. That's insane. It's gonna be
ugly.
It's gonna be nuts, dude.
You're gonna see all these like retail employees with like bruises all over their faces and fucking 5 o'clock shadow.
The amount of gamer cash that's about to go through the economy it's gonna be fucking nuts, man. Frank's dead. Frank left us.
May you rest in peace.
For the audio listeners, Frank is no more.
For the audio listener, Frank will periodically get up and leave in the podcast. And usually we don't mention it.
Yeah.
We don't usually mention it. We usually cover it pretty well by talking to each other.
But this
right now, I'm just staring.
Like it need to be said.
Staring at a fucking leather gamer chair and a Final Fantasy 15 screenshot.
I really thought it was some Star Wars shit. It looks like some like Battlefront map.
Yeah, kind of.
What, you got no audio, Frank? He's giving us hand signals here.
Is that semaphore?
Frank is distraught.
I think Frank's...
It's just, it keeps doing the same thing over and over and over again. Keeps shutting off. But,
oof. Speaking of audio, I made a purchase today. So, I'm on the last legs of my S9 Plus. And probably going to go to the S20 or the Note, whatever. You know, there's so many. I don't even know. I don't even know what's going on anymore. And I'm going to look into the Pixel too, because I know Andrew's a fan of the Pixel. You know, because I do take a lot of video, you know, like a lot of videos with that's, you know, part of my job is taking videos with my phone, like constantly. Right. So I need to make sure that that's good. But I'm currently using the S9 Plus. So basically anything I buy is going to be somewhat of an upgrade from that. So it's not, you know, it basically just comes down to personal preference. So like, I believe the Note has an audio, like a 3.5 audio jack. The S9 or the S20 does not. I don't. What is the Pixel? Does it have audio jack?
The 5 does not. The 4A does.
Okay, so I would want to get the latest. And I feel like, old school me is like, man, my Bose headphone, my QC35s. I love these things. Noise canceling, great audio quality. They're about $150. I take them everywhere I go. On a plane, they're fantastic. You don't hear the engines hardly at all. You can ignore the person next to you. You don't have to have awkward conversation. They're great for gaming. I listen to music while I'm mowing, everything. And so, that person in me says like, fuck that. I need my audio jack. But the realist in me knows that they're not going to, that it's dying tech, like things aren't going to have an audio jack for too much longer. It's all going to be Bluetooth or some sort of wireless. And I just need to go that direction. So as a podcast listener, everybody out there is sponsored by a company called Raycons. Shout out to Raycons if you guys want to hit us up. And so I tweeted about Raycons and I was like, I know some of you guys probably use these. Are they, worth the hype or are they dog shit? And I had a lot of people were like, they're dog shit. A couple of people were like, yeah, I have them. They're fine. Like, I don't have any problems. I watched a review video and he basically shit all over them. I guess they artificially boost the bass levels like super high. So all the treble and shit like that is kind of like drowned out by the boosting of the bass. And then he showed a pair on Amazon that don't noise cancel. And I guess the Raycons do have a little bit of noise canceling. But he showed a pair on Amazon that were only $50, and like the audio levels, like he plugged it into his computer and were actually like showing the different levels of audio, and they were like way better on the Amazon pair. So I got on Amazon and just bought this like $50 pair of earbuds today. So I'm gonna see how those go. I've never done the wireless earbuds. I don't know if you guys have done that yet, but I feel like that's just the way I need to go because I'm about to get the new phone and I'm gonna need one anyway. So. We had a conversation about this a few episodes ago about how I bought and tried out like 9 different pairs of true wireless earbuds. Honestly, dude, if you love your headphones and you're really happy with them, just get a Bluetooth receiver that fits in your pocket. And you just plug them into that, and then anytime you need to how much are those?
About, like $20-$30. You can get them really cheap.
And they work well enough to justify it.
I have a really nice one. I think I paid like $80 for mine, but mine is like geared towards like audiophile people who like want really nice sound quality and
he's
blah, blah, blah.
Like having like in-ear monitors, like IEMs.
I'm a fancy pants.
Yeah, that's
you don't need the fancy shit I have. I'll link you to some shits as soon as we got this call. That
I might do that because. Well, my thing is that I got the Quiet Comfort 15s years ago, and then the ear pads, these little guys, the foam, they blew out. They blew out bad. And eventually, once the foam and lining and shit was literally falling out of them, I was like, all right, I should probably buy some new some new headphones. So I got on, and I was like, all right, Quiet Comfort 15s. Okay, those are outdated. They don't even make those anymore. The new version is the Quiet Comfort 35s, which is what I'm wearing now. I buy the Quiet Comfort 35s. They're fantastic. Love them. No problem. And then I realized that you can just buy replacement pads.
Yeah.
For like $15 instead of buying a $150 pair of headphones. So I buy the $15 replacement ear pads. Change them out. So now I've got a pair of 15s and a pair of 35s, and I usually keep the 15s in my travel backpack. So that way I don't, because 9 times out of 10, if I'm heading to the airport, I get there and I'm like, fuck, forgot my headphones. So I just leave the 15s in my backpack. So that way I always have them whenever I get on the plane, and I use the 35s up here in my office at all times and all that good shit. But anyways, that's part of my reluctance is like, man, I've already dropped like $300 on 2 pairs of really good headphones. So yeah, like, if I can just use a Bluetooth transmitter and keep using these, then maybe that's the way I need to go.
But you
Do the
go ahead.
The 35s don't have Bluetooth on them?
No, I mean you can get the wireless 35s, but these are just the wired.
Yeah, man.
Not that I know of. Fuck, I don't know.
Yeah, just get one of these little transmitters. They're rechargeable. It's fucking easy to deal with. What's up, friend? Sorry.
But over time, I guess I probably have more experience with actually like rebuilding amps and speakers and stuff than you guys do.
I would assume so.
Well, 'cause
Certainly.
I'm the only
Since
one
I've
that's,
never
like,
done it.
played instruments and shit. But the membranes and stuff, they do wear out though over time. So even though you think that it sounds good, it sounded good like 2 years ago, and you're just trying to keep that going. You're gonna have to buy new shit at some point. Do you get what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. That's why I was kind of looking into the wireless ones today.
Because I got a guitar amp back there that's older than all of us are. And I had to rebuild it. And luckily I found the same membrane from Yamaha from like 1987 to put back into it.
So basically, you got lucky as fuck.
Yeah, and I got the same sound out of it, and it was even better because it was never played with, whereas mine was torn the fuck up.
Cheers.
I can't believe you just poured a canned Moscow Mule into a copper cup.
You know what?
Desperate times. Don't show off. Don't hurt yourself for our amusement.
Oh, God. That same brand, I've had the margaritas, and they're pretty good. I might still have one.
I don't condone this.
Hey,
Andrew
Andrew
actually drinks the most alcohol here.
He's a sleeper.
He
Andrew,
drinks Everclear exclusively.
So
you had a segment that you wanted to propose to pop off tonight. What was that?
oh yeah, I did. I mean, we kind of leaned into it anyways, but I did want to talk about. I want to have a little culture corner. I want to have a little culture club segment. Talk about something that we've all been doing, like book we've been reading, album we've been listening to a lot, movie we've seen recently. So we kind of like fell into that a little bit, but just want to see what you guys what's giving you joy, what's bringing you some pleasure.
Just anything?
Yeah, just like a piece of culture that you're enjoying. I can lead it off if you guys want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. One of the ones I was going to talk about was Fear, which I've been enjoying. Like, it's that game is not scary. It is not a horror game, which was kind of disappointing for me to figure out.
I thought it was.
But-
thought it was a horror game, but it wasn't.
Well, it's named Fear, and it's got a scary little girl on it, so you can see why I thought that. But what it actually has, though, is really fun first-person shooting controls, a cool like bullet time mechanic, and really smart enemy AI that does a good job of like trying to avoid you and trying to flank you with teammates,
Which is rare, especially for that time frame.
which is super rare.
Right.
And so I've just been really appreciating that, like the oh god, excuse me, the sort of quality and the happiness I've had just like exploring kind of an old game. And like I picked up those Metal Gear remasters, and I'm excited to play through those. The ones that hit GOG like a week ago.
Nice.
I might do that on stream. I might do a let's play of like the first Metal Gear, the MSX one.
Hell yeah. I'm sure people would enjoy that. I've been enjoying a lot lately. I think we've already talked about most of it. Sunshine, and then I plan on going into Galaxy afterwards. But Bully has been really fun. I'm really glad that I went back and tried that. It seems like a super basic game at first, and then the further I go, like I got it's you want it to be GTA. You want to just pull a pistol out or a rifle or something and shoot, blast people in the face. But you're a kid in school, so that's not really the thing, but I got to a point where I have a skateboard and you can just whip a skateboard out at any point and have, a little bit of extra mobility, and you can get motorcycles. And then I found out that at the carnival, you can play carnival games and collect tickets. And if you get enough tickets, you can buy a scooter. So you have to, but it's the most expensive thing. So I got to save up a bunch of tickets for that. And then I unlocked a bottle rocket launcher. Like you get marbles and stink bombs and snowballs and shit like that. But I unlocked a bottle rocket launcher. So, it's a little bit of a gun, right? And then somebody in the comments was like, wait until you get the paintball gun. I don't know if that's a legit comment or if they're just like trolling me. But if that's a thing, I'm excited. So, that game is a pleasant surprise. I'm really enjoying that. I guess it came out after one of the GTAs. I thought it came out before all of them, but I guess it came out like
in the middle,
after San Andreas or before San Andreas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that sounds right.
Which surprised me. I didn't realize that. So there's a lot of aspects. Like when you ride a bike in Bully, you're like, oh yeah, they definitely use like the exact same animation and everything, for like riding bikes. But yeah, so I've been having a lot of fun with Sunshine and Bully. Squadrons I'm having fun with, but it's, like, I hate to admit it, but I'm kind of just ready for the story to be over. Like it's cool, but I'm not like super into it, And then I'm excited to start jumping into some of the other Call of Duty campaigns and stuff leading up to Cold War here. So
what about you, Frank? What do you got?
It's kind of considering my background and such, I have really been into Final Fantasy 15 for a long time now. 77 plus hours. I could have beat the game.
And how much? I was gonna say, how much story completion do you have?
Just over halfway.
Yeah,
I could have beat the story in like 30 hours. I really enjoy all of it. The atmosphere. If you even look at this background, how that is. I gotta tell you guys, I've been like nerding out on this shit, but I specifically go to certain areas and take photographs in certain areas in certain ways, so that way you get a full view of the of that. I love it. It's fucking great, and people were like, "Oh my god, go ahead."
Are you taking screenshots specifically for them to be backgrounds for your camera? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
There, yeah.
Dude, I'm jealous. I wish I had that. I bet there's some sort of like equivalent software. I just need to find it.
Oh yeah, it's not like
Oh, and so here's the other thing though: is that any other game after I finish this coming weekend, any other game, I'm gonna be doing the same goddamn thing because I
like that.
Yeah, it's just I really love that game. A lot of people fucking hate it. I love it. It's really 77 hours in like I don't know how many weeks have I been playing it? Do you guys think?
2 or 3, maybe a month.
Yeah,
3 weeks, 4 weeks. I think. I don't know.
3 or 4.
But there's been like some weekends where I dump in like fucking like 10, 12 hours. I love it. It's great. But I'm doing all the side story stuff and not the main story shit, and I enjoy the fuck out of it. It is good.
How excited are you guys for Cyberpunk?
Super, extremely, like fuck.
What do you guys think that's gonna play like?
Shenmue and Final Fantasy with Keanu Reeves.
See, I don't know what that. I don't know what that entails. I don't know what that is.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's going to end up being like,
into it?
Oh my god, shut up, motherfuckers! Don't ask me a question and then fucking just garbage at me. I think it's going to be like the Deus Ex games that came out not too long ago, the Square Enix ones. Human Revolution and and like Mankind Divided or something like that. Because those were like fairly open world games where you had a lot of different approaches that you could take, first person perspective. You could, you could sneak around, you could build your character certain ways so they were good with like, firearms or whatever. I'm thinking it's going to be like that.
Hmm.
Kind of
So
like
do
a
you think that's
Fallout.
going to be something I'm into or no?
Mm.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Just get
How
into
do you
it one
feel about
weekend.
I want it
about
to be.
like Fallout games, like Fallout 3 and 4?
I never really played anything but 76 Raffle.
So what do we have no? All right. So what I want you to do is I want you to take off like just one weekend, one like Saturday and Sunday. I don't want you to go garage sailing. I don't want you to go do your other stuff. I know that sucks. That's your main eBay business income thing. I want you to just sit around and fuck around. I want you to be like get drunk as fuck on like Friday night and then wake up, and as soon as you wake up you start playing Cyberpunk 2077, and then you get immersed into that world while you sober up, and then for like the next 2 weeks you just play that game because you
So
do
this is
not.
only going to take 2 weeks and a weekend.
Yeah,
Can you
that's a
set
lot
aside
of
that
commitment.
time?
It's
No,
a lot
but
of
you
commitment.
don't play games. You don't get into them like we do. You're all the FPS.
No,
dudes.
you're right.
You're
I
just the
know.
FPS dude. You need to like immerse yourself.
But I get into FPS games like you guys do other stuff. Like I've spent weekends where I've put like 20 hours into fucking Call of Duty or some shit. You know what I mean? Like
shooting people in the head with a fucking shotgun.
It's
yeah,
I think
but it's the
I think that the
grind
things
is
are not
there.
the same. It's not the point of a game like what Frank is describing is not the grind though. The point is that you are getting invested in the world of it, and like it's not just that you're enjoying playing the game, but it's that you are emotionally invested and like curious about what is around new corners and like what is this new person going to talk to me about, and like what does this world have to show me still.
It's
Right.
It's like it's a whole immersion thing. I'm not saying that like one. I'm just saying that they're different. That's a different
Right,
sort of
right,
immersion that we're talking about.
my immersion in like I can do FPS all the time. I can get into that. But like if you give me like a really good, highly polished game like Final Fantasy 15, I'm going to immerse myself into the world, and I am going to do all the side quests, or like Shenmue, or like
Yakuza.
Yakuza. I'm going to like understand the world, and I'm gonna immerse myself into it, and I'm gonna feel a bond with my player character and all the other people that I meet through the side stories, and I'm gonna really enjoy it. And I could beat Final Fantasy 15 in 30 hours, but I'm gonna take fucking 90 hours to do it. Like,
Yeah.
it's that good. You have to understand why they polished out the stories that way. You're more into like blasting people in the face with the fucking battle
Yeah.
rifle.
Yep.
But
Yep.
you know, sometimes
I
you
think
gotta
the
get out of
closest
your
I could
comfort-
say the closest I've ever gotten anything like that is like the GTAs, you know, like because there's side quests and shit with that, and
Sure.
I'll get into it depending on the game. You know, some games I don't give any shits about side quests and stuff like that. Some games I get into it, you know. So, but that goes with Call of Duty too. You know, like there's been certain Call of Duties that I'm like I want to get all the fucking achievements. I want to beat this on every difficulty. I want to find all the hidden, you know, whatever items that may be, and you know, if whatever, you know, beat this one mission under this amount of time to get this achievement or whatever. I want to do that, you know. So I think there's like some comparisons to be made, but I understand what you're saying. It's definitely different.
I think it's a similar sort of kind of investment feeling you have, but I think that when you're playing a game that isn't story focused so much like that, like a Call of Duty, or I mean, not to say that Call of Duties don't have great stories, but I'm talking about like multiplayer.
Right.
Because I think that you're more about trying to enter like the flow state and stay in there, and then that has its own really rewarding, really satisfying feeling to it when you are like really deeply focused and are able to just execute, and you feel incredible doing that. It's super satisfying.
Yeah.
But that's it's just not the same. It's not the same thing. Not to say that one's better than the other, because I don't believe that, but I believe that like there's value to be found in each experience.
in each, yeah.
And if you haven't had much of one, then you should probably give it a shot if you can.
I did get balls deep into
Farmville.
Basically, but Jurassic World. Jurassic Park Evolution, I think, was that what it was called? That game,
Something like that.
I got really into that game, man. That was fun. I think I basically beat the entire game. There's probably DLCs and shit now, but that game was a lot of fun. If you guys haven't played that, if you guys like Park Sims and Jurassic Park, fucking play Jurassic Park Evolution, man. It is good times. Much fun. Very good.
We'll have to find some like starter like story investment games that you can maybe check out. That's the problem is like there are too few games that have that have all of that, all the cool world shit, and that also have a really tight sort of gameplay mechanic that is like really satisfying. That's the fucking difficulty.
What about Tomato Jones? You guys ever played Tomato Jones?
You mean
No, I've played
Osmosis Jones?
I've only played Potato Phil.
Tomato Jones was a game. It was a ripoff of Indiana Jones, and it was just a puzzle game on Steam. It was fun.
How do you
good times?
Indiana Jones.
It was a tomato with an Indiana Jones hat, and you had to solve puzzles.
I don't. That should have made like $1 billion. Oh god.
Should have, but it didn't.
I think we gotta start wrapping this up.
All right.
We've done right by our listeners, by our patrons, by our friends. Are
they happy with us? Foes. All right. Okay. I'm all right with that.
Again, thank you, Javelin, for letting us use your song, So Popinski, as our intro.
Yeah.
To our program.
Thank you so much.
To Tyler Edwards for our art.
And all the patrons.
Thank you to Frank for his. Thank you to Frank for his
Moscow Mule.
Moscow Mule mug.
But he poured a can into it. I'm just bothered by that.
I can make a proper one too, bitch. Oh, I'll do it later. Nope. Once we're done,
you don't have any crushed mint in that, dude. I'm bothered.
Who wants to finish this? Who wants to take Old Yeller out back here?
Haberdashery. Wait, wrong. I did it wrong.
What was that?
It was a haberdashery.
Haberdashery?
Spell that, motherfucker.
Frank Herbert Dashery.
Yeah, it's a Dune joke.
That's it. We're done now. That's it.